Hi, guys. Welcome back to Girl Therapy. I'm your host, Nicole. Thank you so much for joining me another week. I missed you so much. I'm trying to think little updates before we jump in today's episode talking about the Let Them theory, which was created by Mel Robbins. Literally nothing. Oh, okay. This week is me and Donna's first event for 365 Society, which we are so excited about. We got amazing partners. 20 of you guys will be joining us, so it'll be an event for 40. We reserved 20 spots for friends, family, and influencers, and 20 spots for you guys to come and join. So it's going to be a free event. We are so excited to meet you. It's going to be yoga lattes. We'll do way more events in the future. I know a lot of people were trying to get on the wait list or just obviously don't live in Miami and can't make it. So we'll definitely be doing some stuff. We've done some stuff virtually, just classes. Sorry, my cat's having an attack right now. Donna just taught a Pilates class virtually on Zoom this past weekend. I taught a yoga class 2 weeks prior to that. So those are going really well. So we'll continue to do those. We'll continue to have events for you guys and obviously just be active on the 365 Society Instagram page where we kind of just show our lives and what we're eating, what we're doing. So you guys can just see what me and her life, what our lives look like, living pretty balanced. And you'll see like both of us have different diets, different things that we do, and it's just what works for us. So hopefully it inspires you to find what works for you as well. So that's kind of what's going on with 365, which is super exciting. And I started teaching at Libre, which is another studio in Wynwood. And they do aerial yoga and Pilates, but they do a yoga lattes. So I'll be teaching the yoga lattes, which is definitely new to me. I definitely feel like it's more my style of teaching. Even though I don't have my Pilates certification, I've taken a lot of Pilates classes. Not that that qualifies me, but because it's half yoga, half Pilates, it's a little bit of a gray area. So I feel capable to teach it, and I do. I will be getting my Pilates certification though, probably in March or April whenever the next one is, March, April, or June. I don't know. I have to look into it, but that's something that's on my radar. I have my 30th birthday coming up in March too. So that's also something I'm thinking about. So there's a lot going on. I know it's February right now, but time creeps up so fast. So we're definitely planning ahead for these things. Maybe I'll do some sort of birthday celebration so that you guys can get involved too. And I think that would be really fun. Maybe some sort of yoga or Pilates event. So keep an eyes and ears out on my Instagram and on 365 Society. Just been living life and had some up and downs. That's normal. That's life. I didn't do anything for the Super Bowl, which was nice. I got invited to a few things, but honestly, like protecting my peace extra heavy. And if it's not something that I really want to do, I just don't do it. And I'm missing out on some things, but at the same time, I don't feel like I am. So, I had a relaxing girls weekend on Saturday night. Me and my girlfriends tried to make crispy rice. That was a fail. So we just made poke bowls and they were delicious. And we stayed in, watched a movie and just had girl time. And then yesterday just kind of took a day to myself, which was really nice, and went to the gym and whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much been it for me. Let's jump into, I guess, today's episode, which is Let Them theory. So if you haven't heard of Mel Robbins, I really do enjoy her. I listen to her podcast, and this is a theory that she's talked about for a really long time. And it's something that I've always I think as I've matured, naturally done. I think because you learn when you get older to value your time and energy a lot more, and you learn from your mistakes, so you don't want to make the same mistakes anymore. And plus you're getting older and time's moving faster, so it's like, why am I gonna waste my time being upset over this thing when I can't control it? And when so many things have upset me in the past that I've gotten past and I've gotten over, and I can look back now in hindsight is 2020, you can look back on things and be like, well, that didn't affect my life. And why did I waste my energy doing that? And why did I cry over that boy? And why did I care so much about that situation when that's not even something that is on my radar now or aligns with my life now, or that actually protected me from something that I didn't want, that I thought I wanted, but I realized as time went on that I don't want. So I think it just comes with experience that as you go through life and get older, the let them theory, just you adopt it, because like I said, why try to control things or people or situations that you don't have any control over? The only thing that you can control is what you do, your emotions, how you react, how you handle things, and the things that you think. You can't control what people think about you. No matter how hard you try, not everybody's going to like you, and not everybody's going to behave in the way that you want them to behave. And it's a waste of energy to try to control people, because then also when you try to control people, there's resentment involved. When you try to change people, there's resentment involved. You can't change somebody. People have to want to change. People have to be able to want to change. They have to feel as though they can and have the tools to do so, or be at a place where they can. And if somebody doesn't want to change, they're not going to. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. So I understand, like I said, I am such a person who has been the type to want to control things. And you simply can't. Letting things go is not letting people walk all over you. I guess it is a form of surrender, but in a way that's powerful, because I think surrender can sometimes have this negative connotation that it means that you're weak or you're giving up, and you're not. It does not mean giving up. It means to just release control of the situation. And there's more power in that, because you realize I can't control that. And realizing that you actually always have the power, because you can control how you react. You can control what you think. You can control what you do in a situation. And you give yourself that power back to be like, yeah, I can't control what's happening on the exterior, but I can change things myself. I can protect myself. I can find safety within myself, because we want to control things to feel safe. We want to control what other people will think or do to make us feel safe, right? Like, why do you constantly over analyze or think or try to convince somebody to like you, or convince somebody that they should be with you, or whatever it is? It's because that would make you feel safe, knowing exactly where they're at, knowing exactly how they feel about you. Assigning emotions to somebody who hasn't maybe communicated with you, right? Like having these hypothetical conversations in your head to make yourself feel safe, to think this must be what they're thinking. This must be how they will react. This must be the conversation that we are going to have. And you have all these things created in your head because that makes you feel safe. You are trying to control a situation in that case. But when you let people just show who they are and just be, and show up as who they are, and text you what they, or don't text you, right? Like some people, you just let people, you give people the space. And that's scary too, because you're unfamiliar. You don't know what's going on. You're in uncharted territory. You don't know what they're thinking. You don't know how they feel. But the truth of the matter is that if they're not texting you, if they're not showing up, if they're not communicating with you, that's how they feel. And it doesn't matter how many times you think about it or try to control it, it's not going to change it. And it's better to start to learn to feel safe in the unknown and try to start to navigate that and get comfortable with this really unfamiliar feeling, and then to waste your energy trying to feel safe in something that maybe feels old and familiar, like, doing the same toxic patterns or cycles with somebody. Yeah, like I said, I've just adopted this let them theory as I've also done a lot more healing and working on myself and what I value and what I believe I deserve and how I deserve to be treated and how I want people to show up for me. And if you don't show up for me like that, then that's your problem. That's how you are, but I'm not going to let it control my mood, control how I feel, control how I feel about myself. Because I know it's not a reflection of me. It's a reflection of you and how you feel about yourself. It's helped me give people more grace and give myself more grace, because everybody has stuff going on in their lives. People experience their own thing. People have family things, other friend things. People don't talk about everything that's going on in their lives, and to immediately jump to conclusions or to assign feelings to somebody else, or to be, oh, this person must be feeling this, or they must do this because they feel this way. That's not true sometimes. And sometimes we waste our energy working ourselves up or creating this hypothetical situation that hasn't happened and might not ever happen. And when you allow people the grace of like, okay, like I'm going to let them come forward and explain themselves, or I'm going to let them, be in a bad mood, and then they can come to me and apologize, or they can come to me and explain themselves or what have you, then you're allowing that person to, one, you're saying to that person, I trust that you're an adult and you can handle your emotions. And I trust that if you're a good friend, you're going to show up as a good friend. Like, yeah, you'll turn this thing around. Like, you will apologize. I'm giving you an opportunity to right your wrongs. I'm giving you an opportunity to develop as a character and just show up as who you want to be and who you are. And I'm not going to try to change you or control you or fix you. And I think allowing people the space is a beautiful thing, because you allow people then to show up, and you're not questioning, oh, did that person only apologize or say something or this or that because I said something, because I forced them to, because I wanted them to. I had this situation where personally, like, I was going through something and somebody did something to me, and I was talking to my friend about it, and she was like, okay, well, Nicole, at what point do you get angry? Like, at what point do you get mad? At what point do you lash out? And I was like, I'm not. And it's not me letting them get away with a certain behavior. It's not me letting them walk all over me. It's just, I know that there's nothing I can say or do in this situation to change it, or to make them realize a certain thing, or to make me feel better, really. Because it is what it is. And it would be such a waste of energy for me to send a paragraph, give a call, get mad, get angry. For what? Like, by this person doing whatever they're doing, they're showing me who they are. And maybe they're processing in their own way. People also process things in their own way. And you have to realize that too. People don't process the same things as you, especially between men and women. Men like to take space. Men like to solve problems. They like to solve problems in peace and quiet. And I'm not saying let people, like, again, don't let people just walk all over you and do what they want and treat you disrespectfully. You just let people be. You understand that people process things differently. And then you then have a choice when they come back or when they say something or whatever it is to either listen and accept their apology, and then you decide then how you want to move on. And either way, you come out on top, because if that person comes forward, again, you have the choice. And you never gave up your power to that person. It's not, oh, this person did this to me, and then my whole week was ruined and it spiraled into this and that, and I didn't do this because I was angry, or I didn't go out because I was sad, or I canceled on my friend because of it. No. Like, let them truly means that you have to learn to let things go and let people show up as they are, and just be like, okay, I accept that for what it is, but I'm not going to let it determine or bleed into these other aspects of my life and what I do. You can't say let them theory and then be angry or then hole up in your room, like you learn to be at peace with things within yourself. You learn to trust that you do have the power and the strength to move on from things, or to be okay with how things shake out, So yeah, when my friend said that to me, and she's a little bit more hot and fiery than me, she's like, I'm so pissed. I'm so mad for you, or I'm so, I'm disgusted, and I was like, doesn't change it, doesn't change the situation. And it truly does not make me mad. Like, that person's dealing with something. I don't know what it is, but if they feel like this is the best way to handle this situation, then that's their burden to bear. Like, I'm not bearing anybody else's burdens anymore at this point in my life. I say my piece. I act in ways that I'm proud of, that I stand by, that I won't regret. Like, I truly am always thinking about taking care of myself and my emotions. And a lot of times when you want to lash out at things or be angry or send the text, it's because deep down you are hurt and you are sad, or you're disappointed. And kind of just saying that and being like, wow, like, yeah, like that was disappointing. That upset me. I am hurt. It's okay to hurt. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to be disappointed. But don't rely on somebody else to fix that, to make you feel better, to put a band-aid on that, to console you. You know, it's like I can control now how I heal and who I surround myself with. And if I want to continue to surround myself with this person or let them in my life, you have full control and power. And the beauty of the let them theory is that you are seeing people for who they are, and you're then able to better analyze and read people of like, is this the person that I thought they were? And is this somebody who I want in my surroundings? Is this somebody that I want to associate with? Is this somebody who I would want to date? Is this somebody who I would want to be friends with? Is this somebody who I would want to see all the time? The let them theory allows the right people to come into your life and the right people to leave. It allows the right doors to open and the right doors to close. Because a lot of the times the right people can't come in because you're keeping the wrong person around and it's blocking the right person. A lot of times another door can't open because you haven't closed the other door. We hold on to things because we'd rather, again, try to control what's familiar to us, even though it's hurting us, than to try to control something that's unfamiliar and would mean moving on, and that is new to us. So what I think is beautiful about the let them theory is that it's actually super empowering, and you come into your independence when you execute the let them theory and you let people have their own autonomy. You are showing people, I trust you and I allow you to be who you are, and this is a safe space. And then you're telling yourself the same thing. I allow you to be who you are. I allow you to feel the feelings that you're feeling, to process your feelings, and you're validated in feeling how you feel, and not putting your feelings in the hands of somebody else and not letting somebody else control your feelings. When you take your power back like that, you're gonna become aligned with the things that are meant for you and the people that are meant for you so much quicker than if you don't practice this. I guess, like, how do we start practicing the let them theory is a good place to talk about, because it's like, yeah, I know all these things and it's easy to talk about, but then when something happens, how do I actually practice the let them theory? Because I know a lot of people, you know, who have anxiety want to control things. A lot of things make us super anxious. It's going to be hard. I think with anything, practice makes perfect. It'll never be perfect, but the more you practice let them theory, the easier it'll be. You essentially have to rewire your brain, because we are wired to want to control things, because that is a defense mechanism. That's how we feel safe. So rewiring your brain and just practicing this, where when something actually happens, maybe you actually sit there and whisper to yourself, let them. You know, maybe that'll like snap you into something, and just say it out loud, let them, let it be, and maybe take a few deep breaths and take a step back from the situation. And then you go from there. You take it day by day, hour by hour. Especially like that, you can practice in little things in life too. Somebody cuts you off. Somebody is rude to you. Somebody, you know, is taking a really long time at the grocery store to check out. In that line, while you're waiting, while maybe that thing just happened, close your eyes if you are able to, not if you're driving. Take a deep breath. Take 3 deep breaths. Maybe say out loud, well, that really irritated me because of this and that and that. But then say, let them. And then you have a choice in that situation. If something's taking a really long time and you're waiting and you're like super annoyed, what can you do with those spare couple minutes? Can you give someone a phone call? Can you check your email? Can you send an email? You have options. Do you want to leave? If you don't want to leave, if you don't want to, whatever it is, if you're like getting angry in a situation, if you don't want to do that thing, then you are stuck where you are. So you are making a choice to stay, which means you can only control how you feel in that moment. And it would be such a waste to be upset, grumpy, angry, and gossip than just to be like, okay, this is fine. This is the situation I'm in right now. How can I make the most of this? And like, is this extra 5 minutes, 10 minutes really going to take anything away from my day? And the answer is probably not. Did that person cutting you off or honking their horn at you behind you, really, are you going to really let that affect your day because that person's having a bad day. Okay, let them be in a bad mood. Let them be grumpy. Let them be angry at the world for whatever reasons that they have. But don't let it hinder your mood. Don't let it change your mood. Don't let it have a negative effect on you, because that can just, domino effect into the rest of your day. And why are you going to let some random person who you don't even know, who has their own fight with the world, their own, anger towards the world, affect you? You shouldn't. And I think like me becoming a yoga instructor, me like going down this path of like really becoming in tune and in touch with myself and becoming way more grounded and more at peace and just being older, I don't let like the little things affect me anymore. Like if somebody's, rude to me or whatever, I kill them with kindness. I smile. Like I have to bring good energy into the world. I can't go into my yoga classes being pissed off because people beeped at me or I was in traffic on the way here. No, it's like I have to sit in traffic. That's inevitable. Like that's going to happen. I can't control that. The only things I can control would maybe be, okay, maybe leave a little earlier. And that's what I do. It's like, cause then I don't stress out. I'm sitting in traffic. Cool. I'm going to sing some songs that I enjoy. Like I'm just going to take this time of peace and quiet, or I'm going to take this 15 minutes that I have in the car to myself. Just say my affirmations. Like that's what I started doing in the elevator. It's like I would get so annoyed when the elevator would stop every 5 seconds because we had one elevator down and we had to stop at every single floor and it would take me 15 minutes to get downstairs. Okay, well, I can't control that situation and I'm stuck in this elevator and I have to get downstairs and I have to take the elevator. So what can I do in this extra time? I started closing my eyes and just saying my affirmations. Or sometimes I'll talk to somebody. Why not? Stir up a little conversation. Pet somebody's dog. I don't know. Like you have some time, you're stuck there, you're there regardless. We're in this situation. The situation's happening. So what can I control? And a lot of the times that's just our thoughts. So there's that. I think the best way to also execute let them theory is to communicate. It does not mean to just go silent and let things be and not tell people how you feel. No, you can tell people how you feel. You can still communicate with people and then you let them decide then how to show up. Because sometimes people just don't know. Sometimes people are so in their own world. Sometimes you need to tell people, okay? And if something's happening, if something that you don't like happen, or if you want to tell somebody something, say, hey, like this, you have to communicate. You have to open up that channel and then you allow that space for that person to then communicate how they feel or to then change their behavior. It doesn't mean force them to change. Hey, this bothers me when you do this and it makes me feel this way. Okay. If that person changes their behavior, then that shows that they care about you, that they were listening. You're not forcing them to change. They're doing it because they want to. And they want you to feel safe. They want you to be happy. They don't want to disrupt your mood. They don't want to make you feel, whatever it is that you were feeling because of something that they were or were not doing. So communication is so important, and a little bit of communication can go a long way. A little communication can solve anything. So I highly encourage you to communicate. And then after you do that, let them show who they are, or let the pieces fall as they may. And that's pretty much it on let them theory. There's not much else you can say besides just let them. Practice it. And I think that maybe you would just start saying, this week I'm gonna really put into practice the let them theory, and just try it. Like just all week, just try it. Say let them. And whenever something comes up, let them. They don't text you, don't text them, let them. They don't call, let them. If somebody's late, let them. Somebody beeps at you, let them. Somebody leaves a nasty comment, let them. Stop letting other people control how you feel and get more serious about how you use your energy and who you use it on and what you use it on. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I love you guys so much. Follow me on Instagram, Nicole Doyan. Also follow 365 Society on Instagram. It's spelled out 365 Society. It's also in my bio on Instagram, TikTok, Nicole_Doyan, Snapchat, Nicole Doyan, and YouTube, Nicole Doyan. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye.